You know, I never told you guys about the story of the first time I ever played Flesh and Blood in person. I wasn't alone, I had a buddy with me. This is a story about that night, and about a guy named Andy. Everybody's got somebody where the only way that they know how to describe them properly to other people is as a verb. You Andy'd this, you Joey'd this. For you fans of Community, you Britted this, but this is not a Brita moment. That was Andy. He was a character that it's difficult to use in adjectives. You just basically say he was a verb in and of himself. He's an action, all his own, and everyone who knows him like, yeah, no, I understand. I understand what to Andy something means. Yeah, but he's a unique part of my my history, a couple of parts of my history. So first things first, I don't want to torment you with this too long. So we're going to put 3 on the clock. 3 on the clock. And I got a story. I'm not going to do a beer, because we're going to do that after, but this was kind of cool. This was a wedding gift that they got us, growler for Sam and Joey Cheers and Beers. To Beers for Years. So we got a whole growler that they etched for us, which was pretty cool. But anyway, so Andy has a special little moment in my Fab history. And am I really kind of sharing the story as an excuse to do a tribute? Yeah, kind of. Am I sorry? No, not really. So I put 3 on the clock. Instead of anything longer. But yeah, so I drove all the way to Colorado Springs because I really wanted to play Flesh and Blood in person. It took me an hour and a half. It's an hour and a half. This was back before the Learn to Play kit. That's why I did it, because I was tired of that. But Andy joined me because he didn't have anything to do. He was waiting on his then girlfriend to kind of show up to come home after after a while. And he made it real clear, like, I'll join you for this thing, but as soon as she's home, like, I'm gone. And I'm like, yeah, okay, that's fair. This is fair. But we ended up getting a bunch of beers before that, because of course we did. We just do that. We had 3 or 4. Like we were feeling pretty good. But we went over to a store called Dungeons and Javas. And what's funny is that given this was my first event, I actually didn't even get to play in the shop. The place was so packed, and Fab had there was enough people there that I actually had to go next door to kind of a pints and paints place, like alcohol and art. So I was playing over there with people. He was over in the other building, so we didn't even play together. But he was basically learning the game as it was going, and he really enjoyed it. He was like, oh man, I'd totally come back and do it again. And we never did. That never really happened. But he was still a part of it. And then, yeah, after round 1, he comes over and he's like, yeah, so Ari's home. I'm like, yeah, no, go. It was funny because, with as much as I kind of fell in love with Azalea, he's actually the first person to play Azalea of the two of us. I came in with a dash deck. It was a blitz deck. We both got creamed. I had no clue what the hell I was doing. But it was really cool, hang with the community and kind of learn, oh, hey, you guys don't suck. But yeah, so that's kind of essentially what that was. And yeah, it was really cool to have him be a part of it. I didn't know him for that long. I met him over at Comic-Con. It was kind of funny. First time I met, I had to hoist him on my shoulder so he can sign a thing. So I made a joke that around the time, it's a dirty joke, but whatever. Around the time, around the same time, both he and my girlfriend, I had my face buried in both he and my girlfriend's crotch. It's funny. It's funny to me. Shut up. I don't care. But anyway, he was always a character, and yeah, he's a verb, for lack of a better term. He was very much a verb. And I wanted to share that story because, again, he's etched in both my Fab history, and he's very much etched in my life history. And he will be greatly missed. And one of the things he always loved, he's a Dark Soul fanatic in the incredible ways, which is also why he liked Flesh and Blood so much. So his thing was always praising the sun. He loved to praise the sun every time. It was just praise the sun. But today the sun praises you. And rest in peace, my friend.